I'm with Kidman's Harriers manager Adam Murray, and Adam, before we look at the result and the performance, can you give us an update on Dan Mooney or how he is?
We're not 100% sure yet. It's his knee, so we need to have a look how it goes Monday and see how it settles down, but too early to say.
In terms of the performance, what did you make of it across both halves?
I thought in between both boxes we were outstanding. I thought we dominated the game. Again, created chance after chance after chance after chance. 1 minute at the end of the first half and 1 minute at the end of the second half through lack of decision making has cost us. But for 95% of the game we've controlled it. For me, look, we've killed ourselves again, but that's tough to take. We did deserve that.
Yeah, in terms of how the defeats come and the manner of it, in terms of it being so late in the game, can you put a finger on why that has happened on some of the games this season?
I think for me today, it's just poor decision making. We've got complacent. We've been way on top in the game, and one ball down the middle and we've not dealt with it. It's a basic. It's a basic at any level of football. The ball should be out the ground. And then we have a conversation about it after. But if we're gonna make decisions like that, you're gonna get punished. So that's really disappointing today, because I never felt at threat at all today. I think we were in control of the game. We've had territory, we've had the ball, we've had some really good play, we've created chances. The amount of times the ball's got in the box again, the amount of shots we've had. I'm getting bored of saying it, but unfortunately I can't go on the pitch and put the ball in the net myself.
You mentioned, great in both boxes. You created a good amount of chances in the first half in particular, not so many, but one or two key ones in the second half. Do you think you're creating enough chances to win these games?
No, I don't think so. I know so. I think when you've had over 20 shots in a game, it speaks for itself. The amount of times we're in the box, our box entries, numbers are a joke. And then that's why your forward players get paid. That's the job to make things happen. So look, we're getting to the point now where we everything we're doing to create chances is there, but we can't, at the other end, we can't afford to have lapses of concentration just because we're not having to defend for big parts of a game and get punished by it. That can't happen. So in terms of where our attacking side needs to be in terms of chances created, box entries, it's where it needs to be, but we've got to start putting the ball in the net, because that can't happen today. That should never happen. The game's never in doubt. And like I say, between both boxes, I thought there was some really, really good stuff today. Some really, really good play. I thought the energy of the boys, the attitude of the boys, the confidence of them was top drawer at times. I thought the crowd today were top draw. Really got behind the team. But to get kicked in the teeth at the end like that's hard.
And finally, that brings the unbeaten run to an end. But next week you can look at the FA Trophy instead. Is that a good break from the league? Does it give you a chance to freshen things up and perhaps try something different in terms of formation, perhaps?
No, I don't think so. I think for us now it's about winning games. I think our little runs come to an end, but we need to get back on another one. I think we want to win the game next week. We want a cup run, but we need to get back to winning ways. We've won games doing a certain thing, and we need to get back to that. I think the performance today overall deserved points, so we've got to get back on it. I think it's a real tough one to take today, but for large parts of it I thought the boys were really good. There was a really good energy around the place, so it's another game of we set up to win next week. There's not going to be loads of changes. There's not going to be we're taking it as a cup game. It's another game that we want to win.
And what's a players read in the change room after one like that? Because, as you rightly say, it was a little bit different today in the sense that sometimes you can talk about fortune and you talk about luck and you talk about riding your luck, but as you said, you can't really be losing that game today. And what were their thoughts on that?
They're an honest bunch. That one thing I've got to give them is they're honest. So they take ownership of that. They know that there's two goals there, that the two mistakes, the two individual errors from our part, and that's ownership. You've got to own that. There's no hiding from that. In terms of the overall play, they're not stupid. They know that for big parts of that game they've been the better team, and Darlington will know that themselves. They know that they've come away from home and robbed 3 points there, but at the same time our players are in there and they're owning the errors, which is, look, it's They have to do that. There's no other way around it. But it doesn't take away the frustration for our supporters and everybody else associated with the club, because that type of performance needs points.
And because there weren't the jitters around the ground towards the end, it didn't feel nervy as such, did it?
I never felt we was in any doubt today. I thought the backing of the supporters to the team today was top drawer. It was outstanding, and that allowed the team to play on the front foot, to keep going forward. But we've got to put games to bed. I'm saying to the boys now, week after week, we will continue to go from 7th to 5th to 4th to 3rd until we learn that ruthless mentality, and that's in both boxes. Because if you're not taking the chances, you can't allow them sloppy mistakes at the other end for them to get that last goal. It can't happen. We have to have a championship mindset, a ruthless mindset, and put games like that to bed, because that should be our side.
And we're not talking about him in the context you would like, I'm sure, in terms of the result and the way he came into the game today, but Michael Giassi, what do you think of his debut, and what are you hoping for him going forward?
Well, he obviously scores goals, doesn't he, which is what we need. I think for Mike today, he's not played in a few weeks, so I think he was lacking that match sharpness. He literally came in halfway through the session yesterday, so he's had no time whatsoever with us. So it was kind of threw into the mixer straight away. But for the last 18 months, he's scored a lot of goals last season. He scored goals at the start of this season, so we're hoping he will enable us to create that cutting edge and that ruthlessness that we're obviously missing at the minute. And it's something that, look, everybody's aware of it. The lads are aware of it. The supporters are aware of it. I think football's aware of it. That we are a really, when we're like that today, and when we've got that support and the team perform for big parts like that, we're a very, very, very good team. We're a very, very, very good football club. But for me, we have to get that ruthless mentality, and that will take us to the next level. So that's our challenge.